You ever had that feeling like something's going on but you can't quite name it? She texts you out of nowhere, then vanishes. She lingers just a second longer, laughs a bit louder, always seems to be there, but never says why. Is it in your head, or is she silently screaming for you to notice her? Today, we're breaking down the 10 subtle, psychologically proven signs she wants your attention, but won't say it out loud. Not the obvious stuff, not the cliches. These are the signals she thinks she's hiding, but her brain, her body language, her subconscious, they're exposing her. You'll want to stick around until sign number 9 because that one's the hardest to fake and the one most guys miss. Let's start with the first one. She becomes the loudest version of herself, but only when you're around. This isn't about screaming or drawing wild attention, it's subtle. Watch her in a group setting. If she talks a little more animated when you're near, laughs slightly louder than normal, suddenly tells a bold story to the whole group, but always glances at you to see your reaction, that's not coincidence. That's social signaling, what psychologists call amplified presence. It's her way of testing your awareness without confronting you directly. Because here's the truth, most women are trained not to make the first move, but that doesn't mean they're not moving. And this move, it's pure strategy. She wants to be seen, but she's playing chess, not checkers. Here's one you probably overlooked. She asks about stuff that's way too specific, not just, "How was your weekend?" but, "Did you end up going to that beach you posted about last year?" "Wait, do you still play guitar at night?" These questions feel random, but they're not. They're proof she's been watching, not just scrolling, noticing. This kind of hyper-specific interest doesn't happen by accident. It's tied to a psychological principle called selective attention. When we're attracted to someone, our brain literally filters out the noise and zooms in on them. She remembered your dog's name. She remembered that one story you told 3 months ago. She's trying to send a message. "I see you, do you see me?" We're just getting started. The next one is something no one talks about, but when it happens, it's impossible to miss, and yeah, it might already be happening around you. So far, you've seen the signs she's trying to be noticed, but staying silent, the louder laugh, the oddly specific questions. And now we're getting into the signs that slip past most guys, because when a woman won't say it out loud, her body language starts yelling for her. You cross your arms, she crosses hers. You lean back, she leans back. You rub your neck. Next thing you know, so is she. That's not coincidence. It's called limbic synchronization, your nervous system syncing up without either of you noticing. Mirroring happens when someone's deeply focused on you, especially during attraction. It's your subconscious saying, "I'm tuned into you." Now, here's the kicker. She doesn't even realize she's doing it. Studies in nonverbal communication show that people mirror body language when they're trying to create a connection, especially if they're too shy or unsure to express interest directly. And if she's mirroring you, her brain's already decided, "I like the way you move. I want to be aligned with it." So next time you're with her, do this test. Lean your head slightly, touch your face casually, cross your fingers or arms. If she does any of it within a few seconds, that's not just vibes, that's unspoken chemistry. You're walking side by side and her shoulder bumps yours. You hand her something and her fingers linger. You're sitting close and suddenly your knees touch. Here's what's wild. That kind of contact? It's not always accidental. Psychologically, it's called a compliance test. She's not testing if you like her. She's testing how you react when things get just a little closer. And don't confuse this with flirtiness from everyone. Some people are just touchy by nature. But if she's normally reserved, and suddenly these little oops moments keep happening. Yeah, those aren't oops, that's strategy, it's soft, it's safe, and it lets her feel your response without the risk of direct rejection. Establish physical connection without saying a word. What's more, when women feel a spark, their personal space threshold shrinks. What felt too close before now feels comfortable. So here's the test. Does she find reasons to be near you in tight spaces? Does she stay close when she doesn't have to? Do these accidental touches come with a smile, or does she quickly move away? You'll know the difference. Coming up next is a sign that shows up before she even realizes she likes you, and another one that's straight out of a romantic movie but real. It's subtle, It's powerful, and if you catch it, she knows she's been seen. You've already seen the hints, mirroring, accidental touches, to specific questions. But here's where it gets trickier. Some signs don't show up after she starts liking you. They show up while she's still figuring it out herself. Here's the trap most guys fall into. She acts awkward around me, so she's probably not into me. Wrong. Sometimes, awkwardness is equal emotional overload. When a woman starts liking you but isn't ready to deal with it, her brain short-circuits a little. Look for these. She fidgets with her hands or clothes. She loses her train of thought mid-sentence. Her tone changes around you, suddenly higher-pitched, more rushed or overly polite. It's not that she's uncomfortable. It's that her nervous system is in overdrive. Psychologists call this the limbic hijack. Attraction kicks up adrenaline, which can make people overthink what they're saying, struggle to maintain eye contact, freeze in certain moments if she's smooth with everyone but clumsy around you. That's not indifference. That's internal chaos. And here's the twist. The moment you seem more relaxed, she calms down too. Because you just gave her permission to stop performing. She says, "You always do that little smirk when you're thinking. You change your ringtone again? Did you trim your beard?" This is big. Most people don't remember small details unless they're paying very close attention. But here's what makes this one special. She's not just noticing what you say. She's noticing how you exist, your patterns, your little quirks. The stuff you forgot you even do, that's not casual interest. That's active emotional scanning. This is tied to a psychological bias called attentional narrowing. When someone is emotionally invested in a person, their mind filters out other distractions and zooms in on that one person's micro-behaviors. And she doesn't even realize she's doing it. So when she notices that you smell different today, comments on a word you always say, or recalls a random thing you told her in passing, that's not small talk. That's her brain whispering, "I already notice him. I just don't know if he's noticed me yet." The next two signs? They're psychological red flags in disguise. One involves jealousy, the other competition. And together, they'll tell you exactly how she really feels, even if she says nothing at all. We're deep into the psychology now. You've seen how attraction hides in body language, tiny questions, even awkward silences. But what happens when she starts feeling a little competitive or worse, jealous? Let's talk about signs she's emotionally invested without admitting it. You casually mention, "Yeah, I met someone at the gym, super chill," and suddenly her vibe shifts. She laughs it off too quickly, changes the subject, or flat out roasts the other girl with a joke that's a little too sharp. That's not nothing. Psychologists call this covert jealousy. It's a mild emotional discomfort when someone we're interested in starts noticing someone else. The trick? She doesn't want you to know it's jealousy, so instead of showing it, she downplays the girl you're talking about, highlights her own strengths suddenly, or gives you a weird mix of distance and sass, what I call the shrug and stab combo. But don't get it twisted. If she didn't care, she wouldn't react at all. No tension, no eye shift, no half smiles. So next time you bring up another woman, watch her face before her mouth. Her reaction shows what her pride won't say. Here's the sneakiest one of all. Let's say you're in a group, you're vibing with someone else, and suddenly she starts laughing louder, sitting closer, telling bolder stories. Or maybe she posts a new selfie right after you post a story, texts you out of the blue when you're clearly with someone else, casually mentions all the guys who've been messaging her lately. Sound familiar? That's not random behavior. That's status play. She's not competing for you openly. She's competing for your attention silently. This is tied to something called pre-selection bias, a principle in evolutionary psychology. When a woman sees that other women are interested in you, it can increase your perceived value. But instead of backing off, the emotionally invested ones lean in. So her brain goes, "Wait, I didn't think I liked him that way, but why does it bother me that she does?" Suddenly she's more active, more reactive, more present, and it's not a coincidence. In the final part, we'll hit the last two signs, including one that's almost impossible to fake, and one that only shows up when she's truly afraid you'll never notice her at all. So far, you've seen the subtle signs, the body language, the quiet jealousy. But now we're diving into the two most powerful signals. One is impossible to fake. The other is her last resort. If you catch these, there's no more guessing. This isn't poetry. It's science. When a woman is drawn to you, especially in a way she hasn't admitted out loud, her eyes betray her. Here's what to look for. Longer eye contact than normal, even in group settings. Eye flicks. She looks at you, then away, then back again in short bursts. Pupil dilation when you're speaking or standing close. The last one? Proven in multiple psychological studies. Attraction literally makes the pupils expand, part of the body's automatic arousal response. But there's another giveaway. The micro smile. That quick, involuntary twitch at the corner of her mouth when she sees you or catches your eye across a room. She can fake laughter, she can fake friendliness, but she can't fake pupils dilating or a look that lingers 2 seconds too long. Watch for the look that says, "I'm trying not to look at you, but I can't help it." This one stings a bit. When a girl wants your attention but doesn't get it, she retreats. Not dramatically, not with a speech, but subtly. She stops texting first. She becomes colder in conversation. She distances herself emotionally, but still lingers nearby. She's not playing games. She's protecting herself. This is her brain saying, if he's not going to notice me, I need to pretend I don't notice him either. It's quiet, slow, and confusing. But here's the catch. If she pulls away right after a phase of showing interest, if her silence feels pointed, not natural, if you feel like something shifted overnight, it probably did. And she didn't stop liking you. She just gave up trying to be noticed. Sometimes silence is the loudest signal of all. If you recognize even 3 or 4 of these signs, chances are she's already chosen you in her head. She's just waiting to see if you'll wake up and notice. And if you're still not sure what to do next, start by being honest, direct, calm. Because most women don't want a perfect line. They just want to feel seen. If you've ever missed a chance with someone who was giving you these signs, don't worry, you're not alone. But here's the thing, you can learn to read people. You just have to know where to look. Hit that subscribe button if you want to master reading human behavior without the guesswork. And watch this video next. 7 things men do that secretly attract women without even realizing it. You'll be surprised how powerful the smallest habits are.